Hi students, how are you? I am J.K. Kumbar, maths teacher in K.A. Bantia Madhyamik School, New Panvel. In previous period, already we see chapter number 2, Pythagoras theorem, and now today we are going to see M22 means maths part 2, chapter number 3, circle. You know the concept of circle in previous standard and that previous standard also, and you know the definition of circle also. Can you tell me the definition of circle? Okay, very good. A set of point which is equidistant from any one point in a same plane is called circle. No need to write the definition here. You are now 10th standard students. Now we are going to see some concepts regarding circle. First you draw the circle, take any radius and draw the circle. If we put the pointer here on notebook page, there is center of circle. That means in this circle, O is center of circle. All concepts were shown here in this figure. This is center of circle. This line L, it touches to the circle, and therefore this line L is called the tangent of circle. The line M is intersecting to the circle, therefore line M is called the secant of circle. Then segment AB is also called as chord AB. This is biggest chord in this circle. If chord passing through center, then this chord is also called as diameter of circle. That means in this figure, AB is the diameter of this circle. Now segment CD, point C and D on the circumference of circle, and therefore segment CD is not passes through the circle, and therefore this segment CD is called the chord of circle. Then this segment OP, O is center of circle and P is point on the circumference of circle, and therefore segment OP is called the radius of circle. Now students, this is radius and this OB is also radius and this OA is also radius, and you know all radii are equal. That is the definition of circle. That means here OB is radius and OA is radius and AB is diameter. That means diameter is 2 times radius. See what is the relation between diameter and radius? Relation between diameter and radius. Diameter is 2 times of radius and radius is half part of diameter. Is it clear? Diameter is 2 times of radius. See here, 1 time and 2 time diameter, and radius is half part of diameter. Now our next concept regarding the circle is congruent circles. You know the word congruent, you know the meaning of congruent also. Congruent means equal in radii. If circles having equal radii, then these two circles are called as congruent circles. Then concentric circles means circles having same center or unique center. These two circles are concentric circles. Then these circles are intersecting circles. If circles are intersecting two distinct points, circles are intersecting in two distinct points having center M and N, then these circles are called as intersecting circles. These are some concepts regarding the circle. Then we are going to see the next point in this chapter. First you draw these all figures from video in your notebook. No any problem. This is previous knowledge about circle. Okay. Now we are going to see the next point in the same chapter. Circle passing through circle passing through 1 point, 2 point and 3 points. 1 point, 2 points 3 points. Number 1, circle passing through in only 1 point. Suppose P is any point on the blackboard or any plane, and we have to conclude after the figure how many circles passing through point P. Can you draw the figure? Yes, why not? If you have spare time, you can draw this figure. We are going to write here conclusion only, but you want the figure of this conclusion, you can draw the figure at your home. How many circles passing through point P? This one circle is passing through point P. This one circle, this one circle, this one circle, means infinite many circles are passing through any one point. This is conclusion. You complete this figure after some time. Infinite many circles. Write down this conclusion. Infinite many circles can passes through in one point. Infinite many circles can passes through one point. Then second, how many circles passing through 2 points? 1 point, 2 points and 3 points. Now we are going to see how many circles can be passes through any 2 points. Suppose these are 2 points. There is one technique. Join these points. Suppose this is A and B. Circles can be passing through point A and B. How we can draw this circle? You know. Suppose this is point C. If AC and DC is equal, if you put pointer here, take radius CA and CB and draw circle. Circle can be passed through point A and B. Means, can you only one circle can be drawing passes through point A and B? No. Infinite many circles also. How? Draw perpendicular bisector. Draw perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Take any one point. Suppose P. Put here pointer on point P and take radius PA or PB. Circle can be passing through point A and B. Then take point Q. Then this is radius. If you draw circle having radius QA and QB, circle is passing through point A and B. Take here point R. Take this radius. Circle can be passes through point A and B. Means how many points on bisector? Infinite many points. Means infinite many circles can be passes through point A and B. This is our conclusion. You complete this figure after some time. Infinite many circles can be passes through any 2 points. Now third one, 3 points. There are 2 options, if points are collinear and if points are non-collinear. Suppose these points are non-collinear. Point A, B and C. These points are non-collinear points. And our question is that how many circles can be passes through point A, B and C? How we can conclude this? Join these points AB, AC and BC. This is triangle ABC. Draw perpendicular bisector of BC and AC. Perpendicular bisector of AB and AC. Here is point of intersection. If you put the pointer here and if you take the radius, suppose this is point P. If you take the radius PB, PA or PC, you can draw here circle. That means one and only one circle can be passes through any three non-collinear points. You can draw this figure, you can draw circle such a type, such a process after this period. Means here conclusion. Unique circle can be passes through any three non-collinear points. Then fourth option, non-collinear if points are collinear. Point A, point B and point C. Can you draw the circle is passing through all these three collinear points? Try to draw circle after this grade. Try to draw circle. Circle is passing through point A, B and C, means three collinear points. No, cannot be. We cannot draw the circle. No circle can pass through three collinear points. These are the conclusion only. You can draw these all circles after this period. Circles passing through 1 point, 2 points and 3 points. Infinite many circles can be passes through any 1 point. Infinite many circles can be passes through any 2 points. And unique circle can be passes through any three non-collinear points, and no circle can be passes through three collinear points. These are the conclusion. You write this conclusion and then we are going to see the next point, that is tangent theorem. This is the basic part of this chapter. This is also basic part of this chapter. Now tangent theorem. This theorem is on page number 51. I am writing here statement only this theorem, and if you are more interested about the proof of this theorem, proof is already in your textbook. Read and write and try to understand yourself. This is on page number 51. A tangent at any point. A tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact This is the figure. A tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. Here, point Q is point of contact, means point Q is the common point in tangent and radius. If there is one and only one common point in tangent and radius, then and then only the tangent L or tangent, any tangent is perpendicular to the end point of the radius. This is the statement of theorem. This is the figure, and you can write the proof with the help of textbook. Read, write and try to understand yourself. It is on page number 51. Proof on page number 51. Try to complete yourself. The next one, converse of same theorem, converse of tangent theorem. Converse, theorem and converse is opposite, means replacing the place of given and to prove. You know the meaning of theorem and converse of that theorem. A line perpendicular to a radius at its points on the circle is a tangent to the circle. Tangent to the circle. A line perpendicular to a radius at its point on the circle is a tangent to the circles. When this tangent to the circle, if the radius is perpendicular to this line, we don't know this line is tangent or not. We don't know line L is tangent or not. When it is tangent, if and if only the radius perpendicular to the line, then this line is called as tangent of the circle. This is the converse of theorem, and proof of this theorem is on page number 52. Read, write and try to understand the proof from your textbook, and then complete these two proofs of this two theorem, tangent theorem and converse of this theorem also. If any problem, you can contact me. Then next point, tangent segment theorem. Tangent segment theorem. This is one of the most important theorem. You know the importance of theorem list. This is one of the most, just like BPT, then ratio of area of similar triangle, and then this one is tangent segment theorem. What is theorem? What is the statement of this theorem? Tangent segment drawn from an external point to a circle are congruent. Tangent segments drawn from an external point to a circle are congruent. This is theorem. Means here we have to prove If you draw the tangents in external point of circle, there are two tangent segments. We have to prove these tangent segments are congruent. We can write the given and to prove on the statement of theorem. And we can draw also figure with the help of this statement of theorem. We can write the given, we can write what we have to prove here, and with our help of knowledge, we can write the proof of this theorem also. Here in this our textbook, this proof is given in the type of activity base. First, you draw the figure. First, draw the figure. These are the tangents drawn from external point D, point P and Q are on the circle, and A is center. Tangent segments drawn from an external point to the circle are congruent. This is figure from this theorem. Then what is given? A centered circle, PD and QD are the tangents. See this in figure, and this is given. A centered circle and segment PD and PQ are tangent segments. Is given, and what is we have to prove here? To prove tangent segments drawn from an external point, first half part is given and second half part we have to prove here. PD and QD is congruent. Segment DP is congruent to segment DQ. Here we have to prove this tangent segment, then we have to prove these two tangent segments are congruent. For this purpose, how we can prove? Construction is necessary here. Join AP and AQ. If there is some construction, draw this construction with dotted line. Not continuous line, draw this construction with dotted line. AP, AD and AQ. AD is given in our figure. Therefore, not necessary to name, write in construction. Then proof. Proof is already given. We have to fill empty boxes only. In triangle PAD, in triangle PAD and triangle QAD, PAD and QAD, in these two triangles, segment PA, statement number 1, is congruent. Radii of same circle. This is given in our textbook. Segment AD is congruent. Is segment AD fill in the blanks. Then third one, angle APD is equal to angle AQD is equal to 90, tangent theorem. This is reason from theorem on page number 51. Tangent theorem is the theorem on page number 51. I have seen here already. And then fourth one, triangle PAD, congruent triangle QAD. Reason. And fifth one, segment DP is congruent to segment DQ. We have to write the reason here. This is called as activity based theorem or activity based example. This statement given, this figure is given, we have to draw constructions, then we can write, given is also, then construction and proof. In triangle PAB and in triangle QAD, there are two triangles. And we know if tangent is drawn to the end point of radius, that means tangent is perpendicular to the radius. That means these two angles are 90. Means these two triangles are right angle triangle. If this angle is right angle, then opposite side is called as hypotenuse of this right angle, and this is also same hypotenuse opposite of this right angle. Then here segment PA is congruent to segment. Reason is given, radius of same circle. PA is congruent to QA. What we have to write here? Segment QA, because QA and PA are the radii of same circle, and this reason is already given here. Then segment AD is congruent to segment AD. This one. This is hypotenuse, and this is segment AD is congruent to segment AD. What is reason? Common side. This is reason. We have to write only reason here. Then angle APD is equal to angle AQD is equal to 90, tangent theorem. This is on page number 51. Then triangle PAD, congruent triangle QAD. By which test these two triangles are congruent here? We have to write here test of congruence of triangle. By which test? Hypotenuse side theorem. Here one side and hypotenuse is congruent, then therefore these two right angle triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side theorem. And if triangles are congruent, you know, corresponding sides congruent, corresponding angles are congruent. Here we have to prove segment DP is equal to segment DQ. Segment DP is congruent to segment DQ. Corresponding sides of congruent triangle. CSCT means corresponding sides of congruent triangles. This is the reason when these two triangles are congruent, corresponding sides are congruent, and this is we have to prove here. This theorem is complete here, and this theorem is based on activity based example. Okay, then remaining part is on next period. Okay, thank you.